Eight-bit baseball is on. After the rain delay yesterday, we're here at Deep Dungeons Field to make up the game between the Overland Kings and Deep Dungeons. The Kings won the first match 3-0 on the strength of their pitching by Matty, who went 9 innings complete without surrendering a single run. So after the rain delay, we're ready to play again. Overland Kings. Up to bat, Chatty. Thomas on the hill for the Deep Dungeons. Lefty side armor delivers a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Chatty. And 2 balls. Thomas outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Chatty. And then a strike hits the outside of the corner. 2-1. And then back inside, Chatty hits that one up to Jesse, the shortstop, who is able to make the throw in time. That one was close. Chatty was trucking down the line. And then Herbs comes up, the second baseman. And he pops up into the foul territory on the third base side. The third baseman, Ramses, is able to run over and gather under it for the catch. 2 down. Leone now, the right fielder, up for the Kings. Thomas winds and delivers. And that's a ball sweeping across the front of the plate. 1 ball, no strikes to Leone. And then that one's back over the plate, and he hits that one very hard, and it is going to be off the wall. Layden jumped and tried to catch it, but it went over his head and off the wall for a single. So now 1 on for Dennard. And that's a ball on the outside, 89 miles an hour. And back inside for a strike. 1-1 to Dennard. And then back right outside. Very close pitches. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Dennard. And he comes back inside now. 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to the dangerous hitter Dennard. And he puts one in the dirt. So Dennard will walk. And we've got 2 on base now. Oh, and he hits Kenny. So we've got the bases loaded. Uh-oh. Look at this. Already in the first. And that's hit foul on the third base side. Bases loaded. 2 down. Top of the first. Ronald up. Ooh, and he just walked in a run. Oh no, this is turning into a disaster for Thomas, who's having mega control issues. So now Olaf up with the bases loaded and a 1-run lead in the top of the first. 2 balls, no strikes to Olaf. And that one's inside. Thomas is really struggling right now with finding the strike zone. And that one's over the strike zone. There we are. 3 balls, 1 strike to Olaf. Thomas. And he's inside. He hit him as well. Oh boy. Having a rough outing there. Alright, so that one's down the line, and it's stepped on. Ramsey's third baseman has it, steps on the back for the out. So the Kings already putting up a 2 spot in the first inning, taking the early lead now. Neil, the left fielder up to bat, already in a hole. Chuck on the mound with a lead. And the first one's hit out into center field. Neil's going to get onto base with a single. He smacked that one into center field, and he got onto base. So nobody down. Layden up to bat. And that's an attempt at a steal, and that is Neil running that. He did not make that. He is thrown out at second. So 1 down now. Layden up to bat. The right fielder takes a ball inside, 87 miles an hour. Chuck delivers. Strike, 99 miles an hour. 1 ball, 1 strike to Layden. Chuck winds and delivers. And it is popped up infield on the first base side. The second baseman, Herbs, is under it, calls for it, and makes the catch. 2 down now for Henry, the first baseman. And Henry takes a strike 101. There was no way he was going to catch up to that. No balls, 1 strike to Henry. And then back across the plate for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes to Henry. And then he pops it out into the... Oh, it got over Leone's head! It was not hard hit, but Leone could not run it down, and it went over his head, and he is on base with a triple. That is a triple. So now a runner in scoring position. Henry is up on third base for House, the cleanup man. Oh, and he pops straight up. That's Chuck running in, and he is under it, calling for it, and he has it on the infield pop-ups. That ends the inning. And no chance to answer there because we're done. And the runner on third is lost. All right, so Chuck. Stranding him. Chuck. Inside. Takes a ball from Thomas. Thomas versus Chuck this time. Chuck is batting. And that's a ball. 2 balls, no strikes to Chuck. Thomas winds and delivers. And outside for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Chuck winds and delivers. And it's inside for a ball. 3 balls now and 1 strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Chuck. And he delivers a strike there, so now we're up to a full count. And he winds, and he bats at that one. It's hit over on the third base side. The shortstop charges in. Jesse makes the catch on the run. So back up to the top of the order. Chatty. First pitch looking at a strike on the outside, 88 miles an hour. 1 ball, no strikes to Chatty. Thomas gives him a ball. Second pitch ball. That one's very close. Right on the edge of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Or 0 strikes. And then hit up to center field. Jesse dives but cannot make the catch. So he is on base with a single now. Herb's up to bat. Chatty on first base, 1 down. And Chatty looked like he was trying to make an attempt at the base there. But the pitch was hit foul. So no balls, 1 strike. And that was outside. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. Herb's the second baseman. And that one's hit up to the second baseman, who's able to tag Chatty and also throw over and throw Herb's out. So we are done with the inning. And on to the deep dungeon side of the second. Star is going to lead this one off for us, the second baseman. Batting .461 on the air. Ooh, swings through that one. Chuck put a nice touch on it. No balls, 1 strike to Star. Chuck. Hits that one out into left field. Dannard is there. He's calling for it and has it for the out. 1 down for Ramses, the third baseman. Chuck winds and delivers, and he's outside. That's a ball, 88 miles an hour. And he comes back and pitches inside for a strike. 1-1 now the count. Delivery there's over the plate, and he takes an attempt at it. It's hit back to Olaf, the shortstop, who is able to throw to Kinney in time for the out. So Rubio is now up. Rubio, the catcher, hits that one down the line. That's a hit. That's Rubio's first hit of the season. 8-hole hitter and the catcher. And it's a double. He's up onto second base. So now Jesse, I'm sorry, I called Rubio the 8-hole hitter, but Jesse is in fact the 8-hole hitter. Rubio hits 7th. And so Jesse, the 8-hole hitter, has a strike there. And a second strike. He's already now well behind Chuck on the count there. No balls, 2 strikes to Jesse. And he is not going to get a hit with that one. It's gloved by Herbs and thrown over to Kinney for the out. So to the third we go. Leone now, right fielder. Thomas delivers on the inside. That's a strike. Very, very powerful pitch there. Thomas delivers, and that one is sweeps back across the plate outside for a ball. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Leone. And then back across the plate for another ball. 2 balls, 1 strike to Leone. And then he looks at that one. That was across the plate and then swept out. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Leone. And a strike on the outside of the corner. A full count. Full count to Leone, the right fielder. Thomas winds and delivers, and it's on the inside. He spats at it. It's out to the left fielder, Neal, who grabs it. That was a line drive. Very hard hit. So now Dannard is up to bat. And he bats at that one. It's hit back into center field, and it is going to drop in. It got past House. House took a bad line at it, and it got past him, and it's all the way to the wall. And Dannard is all the way to... He's going to make it to third base. That's a triple. He hits a triple on that one. And we've got a timeout here. Already a relief pitcher coming in, Samuel now. Going to try to keep things where it's at. And he gets a foul ball, first pitch there. Third base side. No balls, 1 strike to Kinney, the first baseman. And he fools him on a pitch there, swinging 0 balls, 2 strikes to Kinney. And then back across the plate inside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Samuel checks the runner. And it's strike out. He strikes him out. Oh, boy. All right, so Samuel comes in and delivers the K. And And that one's lightly hit back up to Jesse, the shortstop who gloves. He throws it, and not in time, and a run scores. So there we have it. That was an RBI there by Ronald. RBI and a single. And we still got a runner at first. So Olaf takes the ball inside. Already now Samuel behind. 2 balls, no strikes. And he bats at that one, but it's hit very lightly back to Jesse, who throws out the lead runner at second. So we're out of the inning, but the Kings extend their lead now. 3 runs to none. Chuck delivers, and that one is hit over to Kenny, the first baseman, who just steps on the bag and gets the out. Neal back around to the top of the order. First pitch ball. Chuck delivers a second pitch ball. 2 balls, no strikes to Neal. Deep Dungeon's leadoff hitter. And it's back inside for a strike, so Chuck is able to find the zone there. 2 balls, 1 strike to Neal. And Chuck delivers inside, and he offers it. That one hits it back third base side foul into the stands. A lovely memento for one of our fans. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Neal. Chuck delivers, and it is back. Ooh, it's another foul ball. So look at there, just looking after the fans and creating baseball mementos for as many as he can. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Neal. And now that one is popped up into the center infield, kind of in between the infield and outfield, and it's Herbs actually who runs out to make that catch, the second baseman. Layden now the right fielder with 2 down. Nobody on base. And trailing by 3. Looks at the first pitch, strike. No balls, 1 strike. And then back across the plate, he does bat at it, and it's popped up. Second baseman Herbs has it for the 3rd out. Stadium at capacity. Great to see the support for 8-bit baseball. Jody now the catcher. Oh, and he swings through that one, a strike. A big strike from Samuel. And then back inside, and he hit him. So that is a hit by pitch and a BB. So we go to Chuck, the pitcher. And he lightly hits that one out there. He's not able to get the lead runner, so that's actually a hit. A very, very soft hit there, and he's able to get on base. Incredible. All right, so Samuel now, he's in a bit of a pickle, and that one is going to get into center field. It's going to be House. Oh, and House is able to throw it in and get the runner there, and so they do get 1 out. Runners still now at first and second for Herbs. Runners at first and second. 1 down. Samuel throws that one outside for a ball. And then back, it's still outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. And that one's outside, but he does find the strike zone. Finally, 2 balls, 1 strike. And then very close, a very close pitch, but called a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Herbs. Runners at first and second. Samuel checks the runners. He delivers the pitch. Oh, and Herbs is popped up. He's popped up, and Samuel himself is calling for it. He is under it, and he has it for the 2nd out. So now 2 down with runners at first and second. Leone up. And he hits that one on the first base side foul. Strike 1. Samuel about to pitch out of this. And then that one is back down the first base line, and Henry's there. He grabs it and tags the bag for the 3rd out. Okay, so Deep Dungeons now come up to bat, and they have yet to score a single run against the Kings in a game and a half. And there's 1 down already against Henry, and House comes up, center fielder. And that one's hit down the first base line. Kenny dives for it, but he is unable to make the play, and Leone, the right fielder, will have to chase it down. And he's all the way up to second base for a double star now with House on second. And he hits that one back into foul territory. It's the third base side. Chatty is running in, but I believe it's going to be, yes, it's into the stands. So Chatty made an attempt at it, but 1 for the fans there. And so no balls, 1 strike. And that's a second strike, 97 miles an hour. Inside. Star. Outside now. Ball. 1 ball. 2 strikes. Chuck checks the runner. And that one is inside. That's a very close pitch. Very close pitch. 2 balls. 2 strikes. And then, oh, he strikes out Star. Amazing. What a pitch by Chuck. All right, so, that's a very hard hit. That is out into left field. The left fielder, Dennard, is going back, but it is into the stands for a home run. A home run for Ramses. Whew. And now a pinch hitter, Nat for Rubio, the catcher. Whew, whew, whew. The drama is high. Alright, and a timeout. And we're going to get a change player. Nat is now going to be substituted for Moreno. Okay. And Samuel on the hill. Dannard. And he's going to hit that one out into left field. That's a leadoff hit. And possibly more than a single. A double. And Neil chases it down. He throws it in. But that is a leadoff double. Oh boy. Here we go. Kings on the move. Kenny. And he hits that one. That's also over to the third base side. And Ramses is there. He has to collect it. But he's on base with a single. Now runners at first and second. Nobody down for Ronald, the center fielder. Samuel checks the runners. And that one's hit into center field. House is charging in, but it is not good. Oh, no, it dropped in front of, it was Neil. Neil tried to chase it down, and he could not. And now the bases are loaded. The bases are jacked. Oh, my. Olaf, the shortstop, up with nobody down. And that one is hit back into center. It's very lightly hit, but it gets in. It drops for a hit. And that is House. Oh, wow. Because they were tagging up. He was not able to get to second, so they do throw him out at second, one down. And runner still at the corners. That one's hit back into center as well. And House grabs it. And another RBI, but he is able to make another out at second. So once again now, the lead is extended by 2 runs, 2 down, and Chuck, the pitcher, comes up to bat. And he hits that one very softly down the third base line, and it's not in time! Chuck was able to get on base as well! Incredible. The Kings are really putting an offensive rally together here with just some small hits. And this one is popped up, however. Chatty, over on the first base side, it is Henry under it. He's calling for it, and he has it for the out. So the inning is finally ended, but not after 2 more runs, not until 2 more runs are scored. So the lead is now 5-2. All right, and Marcos now in for Moreno. All right, Chuck's still on the hill, and that's a strike. And another strike. 2 strikes already to Marcos. Hits that one, and it was a very nice play by Kenny there to grab that one. All right, and now Scott. Scott in for Thomas. And it's fouled. No balls. 1 strike to Scott. Chuck delivers that one inside, and Scott hits it up to Herbs, who gloves it and throws over to Kenny for the out. And so we're back to the top of the order. Neil comes up. Chuck has managed to cruise all the way and just given up the 2 runs. That's popped up. And it's over on the third base side. Olaf has it. Collects it for the out. Kings still leading 5-2. And now back up to bat. We're going to see a pitching change. Who are they bringing in? It is Grant. Grant now for the Deep Dungeons. Herbs up to bat. First pitch is a ball. 1 ball, no strike to Herbs. And Herbs hits at a ball right over the plate, and it's out to Jesse, who gloves and throws over to Henry for the out. Leone now for the Kings. Grant. He swings at that one, and it's down the right by the first base line, and Henry is able to grab it and make the tag on the bag for the out. 2 down. Ooh, and Dannard swung through that one. It was a big pitch by Grant. No balls, 1 strike to Grant. I'm sorry, Grant is the pitcher. And that one's popped up. Popped up and popped out. So the inning, or the half inning, is over. And the Deep Dungeons, the home team, have yet another chance to try to add or chip away at the lead. And Reed will now be pitching in relief of Chuck. So Reed comes in, and that's a second baseman was charging over Herbs, made that catch. Now Henry comes up for the deep dungeons. The first baseman. Oh, that's a hard hit down onto the right field side, off the wall. And Leone chases it down, and he's on base for a single. All right, so the deep dungeons got a man on first, and that's another hit. That's going to be a base hit. Leone is working overtime. He's had a lot of hits out there to his area of the field and had to make a lot of throws in. So just one down for Starr. And he hits that one the other way out into left field, and that is going to be a hit. So now the bases are loaded. The bases are loaded, only one down for Ramses, the third baseman. Can he do something here? Takes a first pitch strike on the inside. No balls, one strike to Ramses. Second pitch, 99, strike. No balls, two strikes. And then he swings at that one, and it's hit out to the shortstop, who then throws home, and the throw is not in time! Not in time, RBI single! Whew! All right, Moreno now, the catcher. Ramses with the RBI single, and he hits that one foul on the third base side. Moreno, the reserve catcher. Reed gives him a pitch over the zone, strike. No balls, two strikes to Moreno. Reed checks the runners and delivers, and that one is a foul ball. So we will stay with the same count and continue and try to see how this out-bat will conclude. No balls, two strikes to Moreno. And it's back over the middle and right back to Reed, who makes the catch. So now we've got two down, but the bases are still loaded. Marcos, the substituted shortstop, is up to bat now. And that is a first pitch ball. Reed checks the runners, and a strike, a swinging strike by Marcos. Reed in outside swinging strike, one ball, two strikes to Marcos. Reed checks the runners, bases loaded, and he delivers the pitch. And it is popped up infield, and it's Herbs or somebody. Nobody. No, it won't be anybody. It's going to be a run scored, and the bases are still loaded. That's an RBI. Woo, boy. Here we go. Grant now up to bat, the pitcher. And that pitch is on the inside. Bases still loaded. 5-4. Trailing just by one now. Grant, if he could just nudge anything, it would tie the game. And no balls now. Two strikes on the inside. That's fouled back. No chance to make the play there. It's into the stands. So still no balls. And two strikes to Grant, the pitcher. And that one is inside, and he popped him up. He popped him up. Jody is calling for it. He should have it. It's right there. And he does. So we are out of the frame. Deep Dungeons add two more, chipping away at that lead. Just 5-4 now. Top of the seventh. Kinney, first baseman. Ooh, that's hit hard out to Neal, who grabs it for the first out. Center fielder, Ronald up. Grant. And that was inside for a ball one. One ball, no strikes to Ronald. And that one is hit over on the third base side and then thrown over to first. It is in time. That was a very close play. It wasn't a particularly fast throw, but in time for the out. And now Olaf, the shortstop, is up to bat. Overland Kings with the one-run lead. Grant goes back out to the exterior part of the plate there for a strike. He was just looking at that one. 1-1 now the count to Olaf. A strike on the outside of the plate there. 1-2 to Olaf. Grant inside, and that is hit back to the third baseman Ramses, who gloves it and grabs it for the out. Bottom of the seventh. Home team up and trailing by one. Neal leading us off, and that's hit into left center, and no one is there. It's going to drop down for a hit, and Neal's already out to second base. A leadoff double. All right, Layden comes up with Neal out on second base, and he's popped up over on the first base side. It's Kinney who's there, and he grabs it for the first out. So Neal still at second, Henry up to bat, one down. Reed on the hill for the Kings. And that one's hit over the first base side, and he does tag the bag for the out. The runner can advance, so now two down. Two down for House, the center fielder, and cleanup hitter for the Deep Dungeons. And, House takes that one on the inside, and it is a hit by pitch walk. So runner at first, and so, oh my, he's having some control issues now, and they're gonna go to the bullpen because that's unfortunate. Okay, Dodo now is pitching for the Kings, and Ramses, he gets a base hit. Dodo will surrender the lead. The game is tied 5-5. The bases are loaded, and Moreno, the catcher, is up to bat. Dodo gives him a pitch. He hits that one back up to, it was Olaf, the shortstop, who was able to flag in there and make that one. But the game is now tied. The game is now tied, and we are into the 8th inning. Grant on the hill for the Dungeons, and Jody batting for the Kings, leading off. And the pitch is outside a ball. 2 balls, no strikes to Jody, top of the 8th. And he comes back at the outside of the plate and gets a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jody. Grant delivers, and it's... Ooh, that was a beautiful pitch. A lot of movement on that. Looked inside and then came back and got the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. And then back over the plate, now full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Jody. Grant delivers, and... Oh, it's way outside. He walked him. So a walk to Jody now in the 8th. And that brings up Dodo, the pitcher. And he has an even count, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dodo, the pitcher. Grant puts it over the zone there, and Dodo swings at it, and it's hit out to... Oh, he got on base. Dodo gets a hit. This could be the rally that the Kings need to pull back ahead. Chatty. Oh, fouled back into the stands. No balls. 1 strike to Chatty. Game tied. Nobody down. Runners at first and second. And he pops it up. Very shallow. It's Star, the second baseman, who's out there. He calls for it, and he has it. So, first out. Runners is still at first and second. We're going to see a relief pitcher now. Noel coming in. And Herbs up to bat. And that one is hit up to and into center field. The bases are loaded. The bases are loaded. Woo. Seen a lot of small ball today. Top of the 8th for Leone, the right fielder. And that is hit over on the third base side. The throw home is not going to be in time. Woo! Leone with the RBI that gives the lead back to the Kings. And now Dannard up to bat. And that one's hit over on the third base side and into left field. And that's going to be another RBI. So extending the lead. Woo! 7-5. Kings up. No. Checks the runners. Delivers. And it dribbles back to him. He throws it home. Now that will be 1 out. And if he can get it to first, there it is. The double play that will end the inning. So the Kings add 2 and take the lead. Home team Dungeons up to bat. Trailing by 2. Alright. So we've got a change here. Leone for Kirk. That is a defensive substitution. Alright, and Dodo. And that will be a 1 pitch out to start the inning. Noel now up. Strike. No balls, 1 strike to Noel. Dodo delivers. And it is hit very lightly back up to Olaf, who throws it over to Kinney for the out. 2 down. Kneel up. Very effective. And that one's hit out to Chatty, who throws it over, and to Kinney for the out. So that frame is retired very quickly. And we're to the 9th. Overland Kings with the lead. Ronald, center fielder up. No. Ooh, that was way outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Noel. I'm sorry, to Ronald from Noel. And that one's hit into the third base side, foul. So Noel with an even count. 1-1 to Ronald. And back over into the inside of the plate, and he hits it that one. That's to the second baseman, Star, who throws it to first. For the out, 1 down. Olaf now batting the shortstop. And he swings at that one. It's over on the third base side, and Ramses has it, and he throws over to Henry for the out. So 2 down now for Jody. Catcher. Noel delivers, and it's inside. Jody bats at it, and it's hit over to Ramses, who's able to... Not in time! Not in time! Jody gets on base. So Dodo now, the pitcher for the Kings, comes up in the top of the 7th, trying to extend the lead, make his job a little easier in the bottom of the inning. First pitch is a ball. And then the second pitch is inside for a strike. 1-1 to Dodo. And he hits it back up to the pitcher, who is able to glove and throw out Jody at second. So we move to the bottom of the 9th. Home team 3 outs away from an end of the game and a loss. And that one's hit very softly over on the third base side. The throw is not in time, however, so he gets on base. That's how you would come back, if possible. Henry now up to bat. Henry, and that is hit into foul territory. So first pitch results in a foul strike. No balls. 1 strike to Henry. Runner at first. Dodo. And he pitches that one inside. Again, induces another foul ball. That one also on the first base side. No balls. 2 strikes to Henry. Dodo. Winds and delivers. Also in the inside. Hit by pitch. So that's going to be a ball. And we've got House, and Batten will be the new pitcher. See if Batten can take care of business, and it looks like he is. I think that's a double play. That's 2 outs. Batten. So now we are just 1 out away from the end of the ball game. Starr is there, and he hits it, but that's going to be a hit. He drives in a run. Starr is going to get on base with a single. The game is now 7-6. The home team just 1 run away from tying. Ramsey's. And he takes a first pitch ball from Batten on the inside. Ball 1. 1 ball. No strikes to Ramsey's. Batten delivers. And he swings it down. He's popped up. Batten is going to rush in. He's calling for it. He's under the pitch. He has it for the out. So the game is over. Whew. Kings win another one. Close game. Dodo with the win. Batten with the save. Fantastic. Hope you enjoyed it.